Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and on the screen right now you see some of my favorite Slate digital plugins. I've got the virtual bus compressor, virtual tape machine, the Infinity EQ, the virtual mix rack here, lots of great plugins that I actually use every day in mixes. But there are some big changes coming to Slate Digital. I'm sure you've heard the news from earlier this week, and that is that Slate Digital was acquired by a company called Audiotonics. Now, Audiotonics is a large holding company which has several subsidiaries in the audio world, like SSL, which is a big one, Allen and Heath, among others. So here on the Slate Digital website, we've got the actual quotes from Stephen Slate and quotes from the CEO of Audiotonics. And if you look over on the Audiotonics website, you can see all the different brands that this holding company controls. Lots of great brands in the audio industry. So it's great for Slate Digital to be part of this big group now. Now, one thing that's causing some confusion is what exactly was sold. It was only Slate Digital that is now part of Audiotonics. The other Stephen Slate companies, which are Stephen Slate Audio and Slate Media Technologies. So you have the VSX system, you've got the Raven console, Stephen Slate drums, Trigger 2. All those are still under the control of just Stephen Slate independent companies here. We're just simply talking about Slate Digital, which most people know from the All Access Pass subscription model that they have. Now, speaking of that All Access Pass, there are company reps that have claimed that the All Access Pass will not go up in price now that the company has been sold, and that there are new plugins coming to this pass as soon as next month. But here is the big kicker about this and why there are big changes at Slate Digital, and that is that Stephen Slate himself is not staying on with Slate Digital. If you jump to one of the many posts he's made about this topic, you can see right down here, as I pass the reins to new leaders at Slate Digital, I will remain CEO at my other company, Stephen Slate Audio, which we just spoke about. So it is going to be Slate Digital still, but Stephen Slate will not be part of creating the plugins you are getting. And that's a big loss in my mind, because his personal touch, his sometimes over-the-top marketing, and his willingness to put himself out there and his products out there on audio forums even, with examples, will be missed. And the question is, can the company stay the same without him? He often claimed that he tweaked the plugins themselves by ear, and he definitely set the tone for the culture in the company. If I jump to an old post here in Gearspace, this is a post where Stephen Slate himself is talking about the FG116 plugin, which is part of the virtual mix rack. It's an 1176 plugin. And he posted raw audio of the plugin versus actual hardware units right here. So he would put his money where his mouth is and defend his products and stand behind them in some of the toughest places in the audio world on these forums. So you wonder if that's going to kind of be lost. That personal touch is going to be lost now that Stephen Slate is no longer part of Slate Digital. There's also a concern because there's been a negative history of where big companies acquire smaller ones. The biggest one being Gibson, which of course acquired Cakewalk and then ceased development of that DAW. There are definitely concerns right now with Fender having bought PreSonus, whether Studio One is going to continue the path it was on before, because the Fender CEO said in an interview that he wanted to simplify Studio One. And in the professional audio world, the last thing you want is for your DAW to get dumbed down. That's still sort of early on, and we're waiting to see how that one pans out. But it is concerning when a company is bought out by a larger company that it can remain the same culture and the same quality and support that it had before. One positive that may come out of this is, hopefully, because of the depth of resources added to Slate Digital, there might be a little bit faster pace in terms of plugin releases. It's been a little bit slow over the past couple of years. You can see here under newest editions, you have, since October 2021, in the last year, we have 4 plugins added, only 2 of which are kind of like that classic analog style gear that many of the Slate Digital plugins are based upon. What has been happening a lot is sort of a move toward the producer and beat maker side of things, where I guess that's where the money's at right now, but a lot of sort of producer packs, sample packs, things like that have come out of the All Access Pass, and less of these traditional analog style plugins that Slate Digital built their name on. So that may be able to change in the future. But if those plugins are released without Stephen Slate behind them, are they going to be the same quality that we're used to from Slate Digital? And that remains to be seen. So jumping back to the DAW, where we can see again some of my favorite Slate Digital plugins, I want you to let me know what you think down in the comments. If you're a current subscriber, will you stay on with the Slate Digital All Access Pass? Do you think things will change? Do you think it's positive or negative to change? It's going to be a big change no matter what. But definitely let me know down in the comments section. So there it is, the big news from this week. Slate Digital sold to Audiotonics. If you have any other questions or comments, let me know down in that comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep you in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.